Hi, this is Steve Lentini, and I'm your host for Different Thinking for Different Times. You've been listening to my podcasts, and I talk about waking up, and I also talk about my near-death experience and what God would tell you, what the letter would look like if He wrote you a letter tomorrow. And it's very different than what I call our little acorn brain thinks. We have such a limited tool to think with, and yet at the same time, we're part of something limitless. We're part of a universe. And we live in a miracle, but we forget that as human beings. The physical experience is limited. And at the same time, though, we are one with the limitless. So think about that. Here are some of the things a letter from God to humanity would say, or to each of you. You can put your name in there. Dear humanity, I love you all. I know you've fallen, and I know you've made mistakes, and I don't care. You've paid on earth. You've paid the price for anything negative. We created a cause and effect world so that you could learn and experience what it's like to be a physical being. But you're only a physical being for a temporary time, for a grain of sand in time. Because truly, your physical being is a container for your soul. It's a container for your spirit. And when you leave your physical body, you'll instantly be one with everything and nothing. And you will know it. And you will know you're loved. You will also recognize there's no past or future. There is only the now. And that's where the divine is. That's where all of your past relatives, that's where I am as God. That's where the goddesses, the Buddha, the Christ, the Abraham, the Moses, any of the prophets, and all the saints, we're all in the now, and that's where you will be when you leave your body. We call it the now on steroids to relate to your experience, to relate to your acorn brain. And also, when you leave your body, there are no sexes. There's no male, no female. There's no nationalities. There's no religion. It's truly what John Lennon said in his song, which I inspired. So, as a God, I want you to know you're one with all of us, and all of us are gods here in the now. And you too can connect to the divine by simply surrendering to the moment. So most humans want something different than what shows up. It's what the Greeks called apokalatostasis. Marcus Bach wrote about it in his book, Serendipity. You can join us by just stopping the resistance to the now, as Ram Dass said, and as Eckhart Tolle has said, and he discovered it in a special way. He went through tremendous struggle and then discovered that the divine was in the now. And your friend Steve Lentini, who's reading you this letter from God, he too joined with the now, the total divine, on November 18th, 2002. And he's here to teach you. He's here to teach you that to rise above all those reactive thoughts, what we call in the divine the acorn brain. And you couldn't exist without that brain, because you learn to grow as you raise your consciousness above that automatic thinking and that limited thinking, and that anything that sounds small-minded is not of God. It's not of the divine or heaven or that place that you call where spirit resides. None of that is here. And so there is no money, there are no titles, there's no authors, there's no famous people, there's no presidents, there's no senators, there's no congressmen, there's no congresswomen, there's no otherworldly leaders. There's only consciousness. And we're all the same when we leave our body. And that's the thing to recognize, all of you, as you're here, is that we're all the same and you are all the same. that nothing from earth defines you, and nothing from earth comes with you to where spirit resides. And so we want you all to know that you are loved, and nothing, no mistake you make comes with you. It does not precede you. Because where we are is pure light, and the light cannot, for even 1 second, have any bit of darkness. If you lit a match in a closet, you'd see how powerful light is. And so your lessons, what you call your sins or your evil or your mistakes, it stays here. It's almost like the Vegas saying that says what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, we have news for you from the divine, from God. What happens on earth stays on earth. It's only the human, small-minded brain that wants people to pay for their mistakes here and to burn in hell forever. And so your job is to learn how to communicate with compromise and love in mind, and to get over the idea that one person is right and another is wrong, or one side is right and another is wrong, or one race or one religion is right, because none of that exists. It's truly as John Lennon wished for, because he had a knowing. He came from that place where we all reside. And this message comes through your friend Steve, because he experienced it. He passed away on November 18th, 2002, and was granted a second life when he surrendered to the moment. Thy will be done is his response to our question, stay or go. But you have to prove that to yourself. Not that you'll die and join consciousness, because you will. We hope it's not tonight or the next second, and it could be. And what if it was? Have you spent a life railing against others and angry against another sex, or angry against someone other's preferences, or angry against their religion or their color or their race or their political beliefs, because you've wasted all kinds of time? If you've been jealous of others' possessions, just know none of it comes with you. You might as well give it all away. Nothing outside of you defines you. Life is truly best lived from the inside out. And that's our message for tonight. Thank you, Steve. Well, that's my version of a letter from God, folks. This is Steve Lentini, and that was the divine talking to you, or at least what I experienced in the divine. So think about it, ponder it, and work to see if you can develop a consciousness above that small-minded acorn brain thinking. And when you do, when you start to live from the inside out and surrender truly to the present, you'll find the divine. Any questions, email me, steve@stevelentini.com, steve@stevelentini.com. If you'd like to be a guest of the podcast, let me know. Have a dialogue with you. I'll have a debate with you. Either way, I'll love you. Thank you.